Hooray!
Playing that game.
To
Hello, you
subvert
guys.
all expectations, I am going to
Hello,
remember to do
friends,
this.
colleagues, compatriots.
I remembered and I really didn't want you to. Because I thought it'd be even funnier then.
Trigger.
Yeah, so how are you guys doing today?
You know, doing.
Yeah. I asked someone that question yesterday at work, and their response was, "It's Monday."
That is
Wow.
not
Did you then
incorrect.
respond with, "Sounds like somebody's got a
Garfield.
case of the Mondays."
I offered them some lasagna as I presumed they had become Garfield.
That seems like a good call too. I approve of that message.
I brought in a cake, and they cut a slice and then took the rest of it.
Seems good.
I hear it.
I love that, like, cartoons that came from, like, newspaper comics, they're based on not jokes. Like, they're called the funnies, or they were called the funnies.
I never
And, like,
found them funny.
there's no jokes.
Nope.
And to be clear, like, there are many of these that I like. I'm a big fan of Peanuts, also known as Charlie Brown. I like Garfield a decent amount. Probably more than, like, the average person.
I really wanted to like Dilbert as a kid. Despite having no context for what it was like to, like, be a grunt in an office and work in a cubicle, I, like, really thought that Dilbert was going to be my type of humor and that I was going to enjoy it. And every time I tried to read a Dilbert... I even had a Dilbert calendar, like one of those tear-off calendars.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I teared it off every goddamn day expecting to laugh every time, and I never did. And I really was, like, trying to make it part of my personality that I liked Dilbert, and it just never happened.
Like, I've totally known stuff like that. Like, I know what you're talking about. Do you think it was just because of the visual style? That, like, when you were a kid, that, like, seemed appealing? Because I think there is something really just, like, appealing and, like, I don't know, almost broad about the art style of Dilbert.
Yeah, it looked like something that I was going to enjoy. I remember watching the show as a kid.
Yeah, I remember the show.
And, like, again, like, thinking that, oh, this is the thing I'm really going to enjoy and just not enjoying it. I don't know, man, it's very strange. Cotillion, I don't know what you're supposed to do here. You've got yourself in a real pickle.
I think I'm okay.
I think he's got himself in a real triangle, really.
You got his hat.
Frankly, I think it would have helped if he hadn't bogged Leanne down with so much equipment.
Yeah, she's over-encumbered for sure.
I think so. That's my feeling.
Well, why didn't you say anything?
Make sure your
like I
target's
did.
proper. There you go.
Yeah,
Nope.
shit, I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just retry. I would not.
Cotillion's got it, apparently. I'm not here to criticize.
Got it. He just not got it. Hey, you guys! Hashtag dating this episode.
Yeah.
Cotillion got me a really exciting birthday present. Since we're talking about my birthday in previous episodes.
Was it a box of live crickets?
No, it was much better than that. Though it was a box. It contained no crickets that I have found so far. Though I will admit, I have not
or dead.
I have not gone through the entire box to confirm that there are no crickets. So there are possibly crickets in there somewhere that I haven't found.
I almost wish the explanation would stop there, because the idea of a box that is a gift that you've, like, opened and appreciated but haven't completely searched through is fascinating.
So,
That leaves so many questions for the viewer, I feel.
it's great. So Cotillion sent me, oh crap, what is the full name?
He sent you crap? That's rude. Cotillion, why?
He sent me Taco's Correspondence School of Wizardry, Cantrips, and Other Magics. Taco is spelled T-A-A-K-O, and magic is spelled with a C-K. This, for those of you that are just starting to watch us now, for some reason.
It's about the Adventure Zone. It's
an Adventure Zone reference.
It's about the Adventure Zone. That's what it is.
Yeah, it was great. It was high quality.
Too easy.
High quality stuff. The professor and I had a great time solving the first puzzle.
I believe Cotillion had it.
He did had it. He did had it. It's true. I stand corrected.
God, I'd hate to stand for a whole one of these.
Yeah, I know, right? The professor and I had a grand old time solving the first of what I assume is a number of puzzles. We enjoyed it thoroughly, didn't we, Professor?
Yes.
See? She's even here.
Wait, what? When did she get there? When did this happen? It's a very important update that you've just glossed over.
Anyway, public thank you to Cotillion for the excellent birthday present.
You're welcome. The second one will have... I don't know what the content of it will be.
More crickets, I hope.
But there was an extra that I added onto it that kind of spoke to me as being something that is right up your alley. So.
Okay, I'm excited to discover its contents many years from now when it finally
Jell-O.
arrives.
Yeah, whenever...
It's Jell-O with like no flavor added. It's the plain goldfish equivalent of Jell-O.
Just gelatin, just straight up gelatin.
Yeah, it's just straight up gelatin. I can vaguely taste a hint of bones and hooves. Thanks, Cotillion.
High quality present.
I will definitely eat this and not just make nomming noises.
Best triangle ever, or best triangle ever?
I've made worse.
It's a little small for my purposes.
I think I've executed worse triangles than that for profit.
You guys
I had
also
an
have
interesting idea about... Because so for context, it took forever for that present to get to tech for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
so further hashtag dating
this episode. It's like, 3.5 weeks after Tech's birthday now.
Yeah.
So I had a fun idea about something that I could send in just in the meantime. I was gonna get on Amazon and order just like 5 red and 5 grape Jellos and just have them sent to you.
That would have been pretty good.
That actually would have been awesome, and I would have appreciated it thoroughly.
It's gonna be
Make a plain Jello. Now I'm upset by this idea.
So plain gelatin is absolutely a thing you can buy, and
but I mean,
it's
like
used in a number of
Jello. Like,
recipes.
does Jello, the
Jello brand
recognizable
Jello?
brand,
I
it
doubt
can't,
it.
right? I feel like that's too
So-
much.
Jello might make Jello brand gelatin, which is again intended for use in recipes.
Yeah,
But I don't think that they sell what is marketed as and packaged as a fun snack or dessert. I don't think they make flavorless Jello full of sugar, for instance. Like plain gelatin
Who
doesn't
said
have
anything
sugar.
about sugar? I'm talking plain Jello. I really want this to be as upsetting as possible without actually flavoring it.
Egg flavored Jello.
Oh yeah, you could incorporate my raw egg sauce.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna utilize lots of resources and money in order to send you
It's Daryl.
properly chilled
Something smells about this
egg
job,
Jell-O.
but there's no fish around.
dubious cargo.
Did you give it to me? It looks like he's still holding it. Okay.
The cargo wasn't the attaché case. That's just his lunch.
He just likes to keep his comic books in there.
He's
Holy
got like
crap.
3 years worth of Tearaway Dilbert calendars in there.
Yeah, you
Look at all
might
these
want to
cones.
save. Such cone.
Such cool.
Speaking of hashtag dating this episode, have you guys gotten your Girl Scout cookies for the season?
You know what's funny about that? Like, I work in this
What?
corporate office now, and like
Right.
someone had put up like all these like flyers of like my daughter's selling Girl Scout cookies. I'm for good, and like as like the time for actual Girl Scout cookies approached, like they took them down.
What? I guess they
Like they
got
put
their
them up
shit
like
done.
way early when there like weren't actual cookies to be had,
So
and then
here's
when
the
there were
thing.
cookies, no.
See, here's the thing. There were a bunch of people that I spoke to like a month ago that were like, "Oh, you haven't gotten your Girl Scout cookies yet?" And I kept on yelling at the professor, you know, because she's a preschool teacher and therefore knows lots of people with children. She ordered our Girl Scout cookies from some child, and I'm like, where them cookies at? And she's like, oh, they're not coming for like another month. And I'm like, fuck that garbage. I want my goddamn cookies. And so they like took a long time to get to us, right? And now,
and
like,
then they
I
had
see
crickets
fucking...
in them.
Yeah, right, crazy. And then I fucking see Girl Scouts like on the street the other day, like selling the cookies like it's like a thing that's
like,
happening right now. So I can't tell when the season is.
I don't exactly understand the dynamic between the pre-order and...
Professor, nope, you're not here. You're not here. Vasco's trying to
Oh, she left?
Well, I have insider information.
She has insider information,
By
apparently.
insider, I mean outsider.
And by that, she means outsider. I don't know how much of the mic is picking her up, so I'm just...
I feel like outsider information is like something that I would say. Like, check it out, guys, I have outsider information. What's that? I don't know, something characteristically useless, like all the things I come up with. Aw, a little tiger.
Aw.
Okay,
Is that like Little Sebastian?
Something like that. I didn't know you watched Parks and Rec. Is that new?
Oh,
Did you watch that recently?
Fucking love that show. I
Did you watch it when it was
binge-watched
on?
No, not even kind of. I
Okay.
binge-watched it like a year or two ago.
It's really good.
Oh, it's so
I still
fucking
don't
good.
think I've seen the end of season 1, because when it was first on, like, it was like it started airing like toward the end of The Office's run.
Right.
And I think part of it was like, you know, that they were doing like a similar kind of style, especially in the beginning with the fake documentary thing and the work environment. Then, like, I think it took like too many cues from The Office in the beginning, and it was just like, oh, it feels like they tried really hard to do The Office, and I wasn't into it. And then I saw like the first episode of season 2, and I was like, part in.
Yeah.
And I watched like every other episode.
Was that the zoo episode? I think that was the zoo episode where the penguins got married, and they turned out to be both men, and then the gays decided that she was their hero, and there was a big party, and she got drunk. Yeah. So I also have not really seen season 1 at all because someone advised me, like, oh my god, you need to watch Parks and Rec, but don't bother with season 1 because it's hot garbage. And I watched like I think maybe just the pilot and was like, wow, they're right, this is not good, and like didn't watch the show for a long time.
I think I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of what I think is like a short season before just being like, I don't need this in my life. But then I'm glad that like I fell backwards into it like the next year accidentally, and it was like, no, this is great.
Oh, it's so fucking good. It's a great goddamn show, and I've finally got the professor to agree to watch it with me. She does not know of Little Sebastian yet, but she will, and she will love it.
For some reason, this battlefield is making me wish that you fought a giant Eldritch horror here.
I sure hope that the other 2 cones are exactly this fight also.
Usually, historically, if I'm remembering correctly, when there are like 4 cone encounters, like 3 of them will be essentially, if not exactly identical, and then the last one will be something harder. That's usually how it goes.
Right.
Where do you think the Eldritch Horror wears its hats?
What exactly is an Eldritch Horror? I'm like trying to picture it, and I don't think I can.
Well, I mean, that's almost explicitly the point. Like, archetypically? How the fuck do you conjugate that word?
Archetypally?
The archetypal example of an Eldritch Horror is like Cthulhu. Is like from H.P. Lovecraft. It's like some ancient, incredibly powerful, unknowable thing that to even like look upon it drives you insane because it just like shouldn't be.
Right, but there's like tentacles involved with Cthulhu at least, right? Like that's like a common theme.
I think the thing is that like my interpretation of it, not having like actually read through very much H.P. Lovecraft fiction, is that like there are certain things he was willing to describe about the unknowable thing you can't look upon, and like those are things that people who wanted to make like popular culture depictions of the weird idea really like latched onto. So I don't think like strictly speaking an Eldritch Horror like needs tentacles, but like it is often depicted with them. I don't know if like Cthulhu and whatever fucking story Cthulhu is actually from is like literally described as such, but I would assume so.
What is
I know
Eldritch?
that I only know through context clues. I don't have a specific definition, but
Okay,
I do
okay.
have a computer.
No, that's fine. It's fine. You don't have to suddenly know. I'm just trying to, trying to get educated here,
I'll suddenly know. It will only annoy everyone because my keyboard is very close to the microphone.
It's very loud.
Weird and sinister or ghostly. Really? That's all that fucking means?
Really?
According to
Wow, I thought
dictionary.com.
there was way more meaning to Eldritch. I thought it like had very very specific.
hang on. Maybe there are alternate definitions at this quick search. Wow, no, they get dumber. I'm not gonna read
Great.
these.
Great. It's just like the next definition is from Urban Dictionary.
I don't want to know the Urban Dictionary definition of Eldritch horror, please.
That's happened to me before. I've like gone to look up a word and found a definition that wasn't satisfying, and the very next definition I like discovered after some reading was like fucking Urban Dictionary, and I'm like, wow, I have wasted my time and my life, and I regret all of my life choices.
The upsetting thing to me about Urban Dictionary is, like, I understand how it originated and, like, how it works. You know, like, it's supposed to be colloquial and people are assholes, so, like, after some amount of time, like, people will, like, generate all of the definitions into asshole definitions. But, like, the troubling thing is that, like, the more time passes, the worse the entirety of Urban Dictionary will become.
Right.
Is there a limit? How depraved can that website become?
That's a good question. My favorite is discovering things that are like meta Urban Dictionary entries. Like there was something that somebody like specifically said and then like mentioned Urban Dictionary, and all of the definitions were like meta related to that.
Yeah, that is a
episode of
thing that
thing.
I have seen happen as well.
Which like I enjoy, but also like have weird feelings about.
I remember once at a party, there was some discussion about Urban Dictionary, and like somehow, like as a collective, I forget exactly how this came up, but like the people who were gathered there were sort of like, there can't possibly be something upsetting for everything, and then we like tried to combine just like two words that like seemed innocuous enough. And we searched for, I believe it was Grandma's Pizza. and it wasn't that there was something upsetting, it was the creativity. It was the like weird uniqueness of a variety of definitions that were all upsetting. Like that was the thing that got me about it.
The human mind knows no limits when it comes to depravity.
That's what I'm saying. Is there a limit to Urban Dictionary?
No, I don't think there is.
I think
it's similar...
eventually Urban Dictionary will become an Eldritch horror. To behold it will drive you insane. Like
we have come full circle, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Cotillion is sitting over here playing this game like a boss, while we only
somehow
look
this
on
is
with
what our
awe.
existence has become. I'm not sure I really understand what we're doing anymore as a channel. It's like one person struggles to play the game, and then we have like two nonsensical conversations that occasionally dovetail into Jello.
It just all comes back to green Jello, which is awesome, by the way.
I think plain Jello is where the market's at.
Oh boy. Definitely need to invest in plain Jello.
I've genuinely said for years that like all I want is like flavorless nutrient paste. I could imagine that being pretty close to plain Jello if it actually had any nutritional content.
So that thing exists. It's called Soylent.
No, I've heard of Soylent, and it definitely has a flavor, and I've heard mixed things about it.
I mean, I think you can get it in flavors. You can get it in bland, but I think
Well,
it
like,
also comes
I've
in,
heard
like,
that the
chocolate
bland
and shit.
tastes like pancake batter gone slightly wrong.
Oh, that sounds
That's
terrible.
like the plain version. Well, that's the thing. It's like, it genuinely, Soylent, the concept of Soylent appeals to me enough that I've, like, looked into it some amount. And there just, like, aren't strongly compelling positives. Like, there are people who are like, yeah, this is for me. And then if you, like, investigate, like, any further than that, they're like,
Well, so I will say, I have never personally experienced Soylent. But I do have two friends who backed the Kickstarter or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
And who
something like that.
have enjoyed it and are happy that it exists. That it is a product that exists for some people that one might enjoy. This cone is drastically different from previous cones as advertised.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how the game operates. I mean, like, interestingly, as a collective, there's no limit to how depraved humanity can make UrbanDictionary.com. However, I feel like the more finite you focus your scope, the more of a limit there is. For example, I think people who, like, design or create things often have really strong through lines. And it's like a spectrum. Some people are going to be very limited in what they can come up with. But I think, you know, everyone has their sort of patterns or whatever. Like, as much as I love Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, after you've seen, like, 3 episodes, you pretty much know how the jokes work.
Yeah,
There's a style. There's a strong style.
Yeah, it's true. Oddly, your audio changed dramatically. I don't know if your plug is, like, not all the way in, but you sound...
Mine?
Yeah, it almost sounds like you're talking to the camera now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. I didn't actually get
I mean, which is fine. We can still hear you.
I tried unplugging and replugging it. I don't know if it's better.
Different, but not better.
It's a third thing?
Yeah, it's mostly the same. It's mostly not better.
Okay.
It's fine. We can still understand you.
I'm just not sure why that would happen.
Wait, did you hear that? That was dialogue I've never heard before. Something about not standing when it's over?
The only thing that matters is you not standing when it's over. And apparently
I'd never
that
heard...
guy...
I mean, that's true in Love and War, to be clear.
Has some sort of British and or Australian accent.
Yeah,
There's
I've heard him
definitely,
before.
like... Yeah, I've definitely heard that voice before.
But it's the guy that says that it's power that makes the laws. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But
I've never
that
heard the
line he
accent
just
before.
gave... Oh, really? He definitely exists. It's the line that I'd never heard before. Don't forget to guns, by the way. I'm helping.
I recommend knives. When are we gonna do our knives playthrough?
Oh boy. Give the people what they want, I guess.
Oh right, we should stop talking.
Alright,
After 8 years and we still haven't figured this out.
God, has it really been 8 years?
It's very
Wait.
close to 8 years.
Wait, what happened?
It was April of 2011.
Your voice is suddenly better now, by the way.
I've changed nothing.
What happens when we get to a decade? What happens when we've been fucking doing this for a decade?
I don't know, because the obvious answer would seem to be we're old, but I'm pretty sure we've already reached we're old.
I'm so, like, that thought fills me with such existential dread, like I don't even know what to do. Like, I just want to, like, punch myself and scream right now.
I mean, is that a new sensation for you?
No,
That's a
no, not at
Tuesday
all.
for
It's
me.
an incredibly familiar feeling.
I
He is
remember-
safe,
I feel like
Cotillion.
I feel like it was some, like, adventure game from when I was a kid that, like, had some, like, running wordplay about, like, something being, like, a wholly... Like, something not being a wholly unfamiliar feel. I think it was, like, Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, God.
Yeah, those
I've
games...
never actually played that game.
I want to say those games didn't age well, but that's not exactly the right way to put it. It's that you're much more willing to forgive that when you're a child and you're just sort of like, ooh, Leisure Suit Larry, so naughty. And then, like, you just are at all mature and you're like,
There you go. Lil Tiger. Going down.
He was
Even though
not
he was safe. It appeared as though he was, but he was not.
safe.
Well done, Cotillion.
So there's at least, like, one more cone, isn't there, in this one?
Maybe.
Really?
I think so. I think it
find
might be
out.
2. I think there's, like, one on this floor and one on floor 4. That's where we're going, isn't it?
We're going to Evel City. Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing is, you guys said my audio changed at some point. Like, it definitely wasn't my recording mic, so like, it won't sound weird to anyone else. Only you will know what that was.
Only us will have heard it.
Yeah.
Like for people who don't understand, we use different mics for chatting with each other versus what we record. So you won't get to enjoy the beauty that was.
Enjoy and beauty both seem like curious word choices based on the information available to me.
Amazing stuff. High quality. High quality, low quality.
Another tagline for the Renegade Constabulary. Who's keeping track of these?
Also, don't forget that it's power that makes the laws.
What was that, Cotillion?
So this sounds like a Vasco job.
Why do I get all this shitty job? You realize that my last episode was basically like long-form inventory management, right?
Got you so good.
Fucking did. I'm pretty sure you were responsible for both of the things that caused me to take a bunch of time doing that episode.
Probably.
You played both halves of that.
Pew pew pew. Guns, guns, guns. Nice jump. He did. There you go. Got there eventually.
Yes. Flawless target change. Achievement unlocked.
Nice jump.
Nice.
Some MLG Pro shit going on over here, man.
I feel like you've been saying that a lot lately. Are you like trying to get a brand deal or something?
Oh, definitely. Somebody call up MLG and tell them that I could use the money.
I too could be a professional, where I paid to do the thing that I am doing. Look it up, but not on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, I think the moral of this episode is just don't go to Urban Dictionary.
I mean, it'll definitely affect your sanity meter.
Unless they want to sponsor this episode, in which case, please go to Urban Dictionary. This episode is sponsored by Urban Dictionary.
I've still said that the CEO of Nestle never gave us a Hot Pocket sponsorship after Eternal Sonata.
Right? Or fucking Coldies. Where's my Coldies money, man?
I feel like recently you've said enough bad things about Coldies that that's not happening.
I definitely don't use Coldies anymore. Don't tell them. Don't tweet at them. They'll tweet back.
They will always tweet back. That's my favorite thing about Coldies. If you ever just like want a tweet, just tweet at Coldies. It's my favorite. I don't know why that amuses me so much. They're like, look guys, we get social media. And it's like, dude, I know that I don't get social media, but I know that's wrong.
You know who actually has a surprisingly high quality social media game? Is Wendy's.
Oh, that's not surprising. They made the game.
I mean, it's surprising to me. I don't know.
Like, you merely adopted the darkness. Wendy's was born into it.
Amen. Amen. Alright, can Cotillion do it with this one hero action? Taking bets. The answer is yes. Good times. I hope you bet on it early and quickly, because it's over now. Babu babu.
Do you think you could fit it? I think there's just one more on the next level.
Uno mas!
Look at you with your remembering.
Go, go, go.
I remember some things, just not other things.
I remember none things.
It's true, he remembers none things. That sounds like a tech job. If you ever need something forgotten, just tweet it at tech, and then he'll like, it will never be remembered.
Yep. I'm like the void fish.
You should, like, it seems weird to me that you have your Twitter on private still.
Do I?
I'm pretty sure.
No, I think I unprivated
No,
it.
he's just blocked you is all.
Got you
That
so
was well
good.
deserved, I promise. I'm gonna check this. More loud typing.
Type louder. I can't hear it.
My sister just posted a GIF of Power Rangers. I appreciate this. I don't know why
you
she
do.
did that. Good question is, can I take the laziest route to find you and still find you on Twitter before the end of the episode? I did it.
Question.
I found you. Yeah. Maybe you're non-private now? I remember a long time ago, I'm pretty sure when I started doing the streams, the year that Strong Week went real south, that, like, I told everyone to tweet at you and they couldn't because you were kind of...
Lol. Yeah, so, there was a period of time where I was using Twitter as, like, a way to talk about my personal life while still excluding people that were, like, involved in my personal life. Twitter has since become my way of following people that I want to follow and also, like, retweeting my Instagram posts. That's pretty much all I do on Twitter these days.
Yeah, that seems, yeah.
So I saw no reason to keep it private.
You know, when I was still working at the video company, there was, like, an infamously bad product that we did a video for, like, the first year I worked there. It had, like, multiple names. I'm trying to think if there's one that I can safely use, but... Basically, the idea was this. It was like a third-party, like, messaging service where you would, like, anonymously write something. So, like, as an example, like, maybe the person who's, like, sits next to you at work, like, is, like, super loud when doing something, right? And it just, like, annoys you. So then you, like, write this message being like, hey, like, Thomas, what you're doing is, like, super loud and inconsiderate. Like, please stop doing it. And then you would, like, anonymously, like, send this thing to them. And they would just, like, get a message being like, hey, Thomas, you suck. And it's like, what? Who did, like, why would I...
Jesus.
Yeah, it's just, like, I can't even, like, wrap my head around it enough to give an explanation of how it's, like, supposed to work, because it's like, I don't know, passive-aggressiveness, the service. Like,
yeah. Who was like, yeah, you know what the world needs more of, and the internet can provide that? Passive-aggressive behavior.
That's what me for a terrorist. What's inside
what we need.
Chemicals for making dynamite. NBD.
It's just some pinball machine parts.
Yeah, right? Libyans will believe anything. But yeah,
Crazy.
so, like, the thing that kills me about it more than anything is just, like, technically there's nothing about that doesn't, like, quote-unquote work. The issue I have is, like, how would that ever go well? Like, describe to me the circumstance where someone receives, like, an anonymous thing where someone doesn't even have the courage to own up to the fact that they're the one complaining about it, and the person receives it and they're like, you know what? I'll listen to any old person who wants to criticize me.
Right?
I'm just gonna change for the better as the result of that. Like,
I feel like the response to that is gonna be, who the fuck sent this? Excuse me.
Invariably. That's like the only response, the only possible response to that.
Yeah, right. Who the fuck sent this shit? It was Bill. Bill, stop it. Fucking Bill. Alright, well, this has been an excellent episode. Join us next time when we'll proceed to the next part of the game.
Yes, and in the comments, tell us what your favorite plain food is. What plain variety of thing do you most like?
Well, that's a good question. I have to think about that one.
I bet it's goldfish for you.
It's definitely not goldfish. I think it might be white rice.
Ooh, that's a good call. It's a solid choice.
Join us then.
Not Triscuit? Ooh, also a solid choice. I legitimately like vanilla ice cream more than a majority of flavors.
No, I like it, but only with syrup on it. Not syrup, chocolate syrup.
I respect that.
No.
Tell us your thing. Bye!
This guy
Dude, this town looks so fucking cool in fucking HD. Look at this shit.
It does. Oh, hello, you're a client of mine. I'm doing her, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
I know this straight out of the blue, but would you like to help me with this younger sister? This is a chance to deliver a parcel to my sis. No. We got a mega sack.
Wait, I don't feel like she should incentivize you to give a mega sack to her sister. That feels inappropriate somehow.
Oh, I'm gonna give her that mega sack, don't you worry.